The next one is, and that's where I had like 8 minutes to prepare for the call, improved QoS support for media streaming services. And I would really be happy to hand this over. But what was done here is we updated basically 26501 to support ECN marking, dynamic policy for ECN marking. This is for downlink streaming in uplink media and QoS monitoring uplink streaming. So this is pointed here. Again, you would find that this is very significantly happening below the typical aspects we're talking, because this is all related to UE, layer 2 RAN, UPF, and so on and so on. But you get a certain amount of information that is exposed to the media player. The question is, does the media player have access to, for example, the ECN bit that is part of the lower layer, or code points and so on and so on? That is a bit of a question. What was also done in stage 3, that some of these aspects are updated. And again, I would like to refer to others to do this, because I didn't have time to check all details. For me, from what I understand, it's predominantly running on the lower layers. It's supporting 5G media streaming, but it's not a very exposed 5G media streaming signaling topic or interop question. Richard or maybe Rufael, who had been included there.
Yeah. Okay, I can very shortly say something on it. So the ECN marking is basically the feature that within the 3GPP network, ECN marking can be applied for early congestion notification. So this is a feature that can be enabled via 5G media streaming framework. And second is the QoS monitoring, which is also a feature in the 5G network, which can give notification whether the QoS is achieved or not, and some other feedback messages. So this feature also enables to expose that to 5G media streaming clients. So it's mainly an alignment with work in 3GPP, as Thomas mentioned. Yes.
Okay, I will try to work out a bit more. I haven't found like the touch point to the work here yet in the CRs that makes it obvious. But Richard, maybe you have a bit more insight here. We can also do it maybe in a second round.
Yeah, I mean, briefly, I think, I mean, as Rufael says, it's two independent topics. First is L4S, which is this low latency, low loss, scalable throughput thing that the IETF has developed and 3GPP has adopted. And yeah, you can request that by interacting with the PCF. And all of this sequence is really mainly to do with asking the system to enable the feature. And in the policy template, you can say that it's preferred that you use L4S for this particular service. And then when you instantiate that policy, it interacts with the PCF to make that happen. And then, yeah, the other feature is this QoS monitoring feature. And that's really a more general thing about, I've asked the PCF for a particular QoS policy. Is it being achieved? And there's this kind of asynchronous mechanism to tell you whether it's being achieved or not. And I suppose the touch point there is that if the PCF tells the application function that QoS is not being satisfied, then the application function would need to do something about that, like, I don't know, change the policy or inform the application in some way.